Akotiohkwa has been chosen as the recipient of a donation from Tree Canada and TD Green Streets to further their projects to make Kahnawake not only greener, but tastier too. KTV was there.
I wanted to thank everybody for coming to K103 Spring into Summer event, the second annual event, which we hope will become an every year event for the community. My name is Ieienthos. I'm the project coordinator for the Food Security Project and the TD Green Streets project for KSDPP in Kahnawake. And welcome to the official launch event for the TD Green Street Fund, which Kahnawake accessed and TD Green Streets was gracious enough to provide us with. Which will allow us to pursue several projects that dovetail nicely with several other projects in the community and help us all to move towards a more sustainable, more mindful, more environmentally friendly, and a greener community. TD Green Streets is a fund that's dedicated to greening different communities, like the name suggests. But what our project, what we decided to propose was looking more at planting edible trees and bushes and sort of bringing the community into the fold to take care of those trees and sort of bring us back to our traditions in terms of what indigenous plants were traditionally around us and helping people get the knowledge back of how to care for that tree, how to use the produce, and how to feed their families, and cutting out the middleman of actually having any cash. If you could just go outside and get the food, you don't need the cash, right? So we want to make it a daily thing to recognize that you're surrounded by edibles. Just our ancestors were smart in parking us here, right? So we want to make sure that people are reconnecting with that and seeing it as an everyday option. Like, of course I would go outside and get that. Of course I can make flour from acorns, of course.
Well, I think it's an exciting time, and I really have to take my hat off to Ieienthos and KSDPP in general for, seeing the possibilities that are out there and achieving success in accessing these dollars. I think the TD family, especially TD Green Streets, really needs to be commended on their efforts to supporting the environment, to making things like this a reality in communities who may not be able to afford the extra dollars to make it happen. In Kahnawake, we're extremely fortunate. We have people who always look at environment. We have our own environment office who take care of us and our green spaces in the community. And this is just, to me, this is icing on the cake.
So I work for the commercial banking side of TD, and I've been with TD for 22 years. And throughout my, my 22 years at the bank, we have been involved with tree planting. And our relationship now with Tree Canada has, been going on for a number of years. And it's always nice to be able to give back to the community. And, all the projects are great projects. And when we look at a project like this, the edible side of the project is something that kind of stood out for us. And frankly, this is it's a community that we've been working with as an organization, and it was a natural fit to be able to provide this sort of grant to the Kahnawake community.
Well, one of the things we wanted to do is develop a food map so that people can see what kind of edibles are already out there, because people have apple trees or plum trees or different things in their areas or on public property that they know of, and they can say, well, there's an apple tree over there you can get from, or there's blueberry bushes that grew over there. So if we have a good idea of where things are, we can propagate them and make more of them. We can make sure that people understand that, potentially every 10 paces there's something you can eat somewhere if you know what you're looking at. We have a bunch of other projects around that. We also have Chuck Barnett, who's agreed to cultivate 3 different types of edibles per year for the next 5 years to distribute to the community. So whether it's on public property or amongst neighbors to have in their yards, it's just a way to make sure that we have food that we recognize and we know how to use and is indigenous to this area and we would have used traditionally for hundreds of years. Yep, I'm just giving out my phone number. So my phone number is 514-884-5262. There's a Facebook page which is Ieienthos Akotiohkwa, Ieienthos.Akotiohkwa. But I'm sure you can come across it. And we have an email address which is ieienthos.akotiohkwa@gmail.com. But you can also just call KSDPP and they'll send you to where you need to go. And really, for a lot of the things that we're hooking up with, they're things that already exist. Like we have the grassroots community garden that already exists. We have a lot of master gardeners in the community. We're not experts here. What we're just trying to do is kind of make any connections that might want to be made to help teach people who want to learn and help people who have knowledge that they're willing to share to get in touch with them somehow. So we wanted to do a lot of workshops, so if anyone wants to give a workshop, by all means, like, get in touch.